peaches from the stand beside the roses. I was pretending not to notice how the sunlight found your face. Sundays smell like basil, fresh bread and paper bags. Kids were chasing bubbles past the lemonade stand. You dropped one peach, I picked it up. You laughed and said, guess that one's ours now. Some mornings don't arrive loudly, they just walk right up somehow. At the farmer's market, you made the whole street glow. Between the honey jars and the flowers in a row. At the farmer's market, I didn't plan to fall, but love has a funny way of showing up when you're not looking at all. We walked past handmade candles and old men selling corn. You told me every Sunday you came here on your own. I said, I like the quiet. You said, me too most days. Then smile like maybe quiet didn't have to stay that way. The band was playing something out of tune but sweet, and you were tapping rhythm with your coffee on your knee. Maybe life was trying to hand me something good. At the farmer's market, you made the whole street glow. Between the coffee cups and the sunflowers in a row. At the farmer's market, I didn't say too much, but every little ordinary thing felt different when we touched. I still remember the weight of that paper bag, the peaches getting softer as we carried them back. You wrote your number on a receipt and said, only call if you like Sundays like these. At the farmer's market, you made the whole world slow, like morning had a secret only we were meant to know. At the farmer's market, I found something true, not in the flowers, not in the fruit, but walking home with you. One soft peach, two paper cups, and Sunday turning into moved before I did. A breeze slipped quietly through the room. Someone down the street was laughing, someone else was humming out of tune. The bakery opened 20 minutes early. I could smell fresh bread from here. Sunday doesn't ask for much, just enough to make you stay. The world isn't rushing today. Maybe I don't have to either. Windows open, morning pouring in, like the whole world found its second wind. Windows open, nothing left to prove. Funny how fresh air can change your point of view. This is what peace feels like. I don't need much more. The curtains move again, and so do kettle softly starts to sing before the city's fully awake. Golden light across the hallway, finding every little mistake. You smile without a single reason, like mornings sometimes do. The whole room feels a little brighter just because it holds you. Maybe today doesn't need a better version to be enough. Stay like this, just a little longer. Leave the clock outside the door. Stay like this, morning on our shoulders, like we've never needed more. If tomorrow comes too quickly, let it wait outside right here. Everything feels right. Stay like this. Your favorite song is barely playing. Coffee slowly fills the air. Nothing big is happening, still I wouldn't be anywhere. A bird lands on the balcony, then flies away again. Funny how the smallest moments know exactly when to end. The best days never ask to be remembered, they simply are. Stay like this, one more conversation, one more laugh before we go. Stay like this, Sunday keeps unfolding like it already knows. Some memories don't shout, they softly settle in. That's how forever usually begins. Maybe one day we'll look back, searching for the reasons we were happy, and we'll find it wasn't one big moment. It was mornings exactly like this. Stay like this, morning all around us, nothing left to chase today. Stay like this, if happiness has language, maybe this is what it says. Stay like this, just a little longer, let the sunlight write our names. Don't move yet, the morning's still here. Across the street, the flower shop unlocked its door. Buckets full of yellow daisies waiting on the sidewalk floor. The newspaper boy still whistles the same tune every week. Funny how I never noticed until this morning. Nothing really changed. chalk across the board. Two old friends are sharing breakfast like they've done 1,000 times before. Someone waves from a passing car, someone lets another merge. Tiny acts of kindness holding up the world. Maybe love isn't only romance. Maybe it's mornings like these. Across the street, everything's alive. The smallest little moments keep the biggest dreams alive. Across the street, nothing's out of reach if I remember how to see. I spent years looking somewhere else for a better place to be. Then Sunday gently whispered, look in front of you. Across the street, the flowers still bloom, and somehow so do I. Good morning, beautiful life. Every Sunday just past 9, I hear that little silver bell. Long before I see your shadow rolling slowly down the hill. Blue bicycle, basket full of flowers, hair dancing in the morning wind. Like the city knew your name. You never look like you were rushing like everybody else does. You always rode a little slower as if time belonged to us. Some people pass and disappear, some become a season of your life. I don't know your name, but I know your bicycle bell. I know the sound before I see you coming. Every Sunday like clockwork, like sunshine finding my window. I don't know your name, but somehow you became part of mine. The bakery opens right behind you, steam rising through the street. You stop to buy fresh tulips almost every other week. Sometimes you smile at strangers, sometimes you hum along. Sometimes you close your eyes, waiting for the traffic light. Funny how 1,000 little moments can quietly become something that feels like home. Maybe love isn't always spoken. Maybe sometimes it's simply noticing. I don't know your name, but I know your bicycle bell. Every little Sunday morning writes another chapter. Blue bicycle turning down the corner, leaving little pieces of happiness behind. Maybe we'll never meet, maybe that's alright. Some people change your life without ever knowing. You don't have to own a memory for it to belong to you. Sometimes the most beautiful stories never asked to be told. I don't know your name, as you passed by. Just past 9, a little silver bell, and another beautiful Sunday. Shortcuts waiting by the river, everybody takes it home. But I keep turning left on Sundays, where the maple shadows grow. There's an old blue house with flowers climbing slowly up the wall. A woman reading on her front porch like she's nowhere else at all. The bakery leaves its windows open, bread and laughter fill the air. Even strangers seem familiar when the morning meets them there. Some roads are made for getting somewhere, some roads are made for remembering how. I'll take the long way around if it means I get one more mile, with the windows down and the light pouring in, like the world just learned to smile. I'll take the long way around. Some things are meant to rush. Maybe happiness is simply choosing not to hurry for once. A little girl is drawing rainbows with bright chalk across the street. Someone's humming through an open window, keeping time with their own heartbeat. I don't need another destination or another place to be. The morning keeps unfolding like it's quietly waiting for me. There's something about slow Sundays that makes ordinary shine. The smallest hours become the ones you carry through your life. Maybe peace has always looked like this. I'll take the long way around, even if nobody knows. Some roads don't lead you somewhere, they lead you back to yourself. I'll take the long way around, every Sunday morning light teaching restless hearts that slower can still feel alive. I used to think the best days were ahead, waiting somewhere far beyond the map. Now I think the best days keep finding me when I stop trying to outrun. I'll take the long way around, leave the clock behind. Every little golden morning writes another line. I'll take the long into another Sunday sky. Always wake before I do. The kettle singing down the hall. There's music playing softly, some old record on the wall. You never drink the first cup slowly. You're already halfway through. Somehow every Sunday morning you make another one for two. The sunlight finds the table long before we speak. Funny how love can sound this quiet. It's always the second cup that tastes like home. The first one wakes the morning, the second says you're not alone. It's always the second cup, still warm in your hands. Funny how forever starts with little everyday plans. Toast is burning just a little. You laugh before I even do. You always leave the windows open, even when the air is cool. The newspaper stays folded. Neither one of us really reads, because somehow our conversations are everything we need. Nothing extraordinary, still everything. It's always a second cup, slower conversation, the quiet kind of happiness that never needs explaining. It's always a second cup, Sunday after Sunday. Love doesn't always shout, sometimes it simply stays. I used to think love looked like fireworks. Now I think it sounds like your footsteps coming back into the kitchen. It's always the second cup, the one you pour for me. Maybe that's the smallest way you say you'll always be here. Steam rising slowly, just like us. Pancakes are getting colder. Coffee sitting by the sink. You pulled me from the doorway before I had time to think. The radio found an old love song, done this every day. The world can't wait another minute. Slow dancing in the kitchen, bare feet on the wooden floor. Nothing dog keeps watching quietly, certain we've both lost our minds. The toast pops up unnoticed while we laugh about the time outside. Somebody starts a lawnmower, cars begin to fill the street, but inside the whole world fits between your hands and me. No audience, no applause, just us. Slow dancing in the kitchen before the day begins, holding on to ordinary like it's something rare again. Slow dancing in the kitchen, every Sunday feels brand new. Maybe home was never really a place, maybe it was you. Years from now I won't remember what song was playing or what we made for breakfast. I'll remember the way you looked at me like we still had a whole life left to live. Slow dancing in the kitchen, one more spin before we go. If love has a favorite language, I think today it spoke. Slow dancing in the kitchen, morning after morning. If this is ordinary, I hope it never changes. Maybe though it never changes. The pancakes can wait. Let's finish this song. The little bookstore opens late, just after church lets out. The bell above the wooden door still sings the same old sound. You're always somewhere near the poetry, I'm always lost in travel shelves. Neither one of us is looking, but somehow we always find ourselves in the same quiet room every Sunday afternoon. Maybe coincidences, excellent timing. Same bookstore, same old floor, same smile from across the room. Different stories, different pages, still somehow leading back to you. Maybe love doesn't knock, maybe it quietly waits between old paper, dusty windows, and Sunday turning another page. You leave little notes inside the novels for someone else to find. A sentence underlined in blue, a date without a time. Last week I almost said hello, instead I picked another book. Funny how brave we become only after someone leaves. Every chapter starts with one small sentence. And same bookstore, same old floor, some things never seem to change. Your green sweater, my black coffee, the rain outside the window pane. Maybe every Sunday writes another line in a story neither one of us has read yet. One day the shelves will change, the owner might retire, the old oak floor may disappear, the windows may grow tired, but somewhere someone will remember. Two strangers always reaching for the same shelf at the same time. Sunday around 10. I walk the same 3 blocks. The cafe knows my order before I even stop. The corner by the window still catches all the light. The city slowly stretches like it's waking up with me. People come and people leave. The music softly changes. Funny how the quiet never feels the same twice. I used to think being alone meant something was missing. Now it feels like finally listening. Save the window table, leave the morning slow. Let the sunshine find me before I have to go. Save the window table, one more cup to pour. Funny how my own company feels like home once more. An old couple shares the crossword. 2 students trade headphones. A little boy keeps waving at every passing dog. Outside somebody's laughing. Inside the record plays. Every little ordinary thing has something new to say. The coffee's getting colder. I don't really mind. For once I'm not trying to outrun time. Maybe peace looks exactly like this. Save the window table, leave another chair. Not because I'm waiting, just because I care. Save the window table, morning settles in. Some days don't need a reason to begin again. There was a time I'd fill every silence with somebody else's voice. Now I hear my own, and she sounds a little happier than before. Save the window table, watch the city breathe. Everything I needed was already here with me. Save the window table, Sunday after Sunday. Maybe loving life starts exactly this way. One window, one cup, one beautiful morning. The room is full of quiet light, soft enough to slow my mind. The curtains breathe with every breeze, like they're waking up with me. There's an old mug on the windowsill, still warm from yesterday. Nothing asks for anything, the morning simply stays. Outside, the city hasn't hurried yet, even the traffic sounds kind. For once, I don't feel like I'm running behind. Maybe peace never arrives all at once. Maybe it grows one slow morning at a time. Morning keeps us closer than we know, holding all the little moments we forget to hold. Morning keeps us long before we understand. Sometimes hope arrives as quietly as sunlight on our heads. The neighbor opens up the flower shop, music drifting through the street. Someone's reading on a front porch, someone's moms dancing while they sweep. A child waves from a bicycle. A dog pulls at its lid. Life has always looked like this, I just never stopped to see. Maybe nothing here is extraordinary. Maybe that's the beauty of it all. The smallest things can still become the stories that we tell. Some days change us without making a sound. Morning keeps us like an old familiar song, teaching tired hearts they've been strong enough all along. Morning keeps us in the spaces in between, where the world feels softer than it did inside our dreams. I spent so many years waiting for a different life, looking somewhere far away for something brighter. Then one quiet Sunday, without asking for attention, the light came through the window and reminded me I was already living it. Morning keeps us even when we drift apart, leaving little pieces of its light inside our hearts. Morning keeps us long after the day is gone. Some mornings never really leave, they simply carry on. Morning keeps us one slow breath, one open sky, one beautiful beginning at a time. The light keeps moving across the floor, and somehow so do I.